Hello YouTube, this is TCG Battles Collectibles here with another deck profile. Today I will be doing a Shadow Paladin Revenger build, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And also I previously uploaded a gold Paladin deck profile. So once both videos are uploaded, please comment and tell me which one you like the most, or which one you think is most impressive. And without further ado, let us begin. Starting off, the grade zeros. We got my starter. Is from the trial deck, Purgatory Revenger. This is Crisis Revenger Fritz. I know what some of you may be thinking. Why not get a Forerunner starting Vanguard? Well, the truth is, I only had this Shadow Paladin deck for a short time, so I do not have a very good starting Vanguard. But the best part is some of the cards in my deck have Soul Blast, so with cards that don't move back, you also get a bigger soul. So that's my starting Vanguard. Next, one Revenger Air Raid Dragon. For critical triggers, I have 5 just like in the last deck, but only one Air Raid Dragon. And I have, I have 4 Grim Revengers. Total of 5 critical triggers in this whole deck. Grim Revenger is by far the one that I kept from the critical trigger that I kept from the trial deck. Next, my three and only 3 draw triggers, Freezing Revenger. Not bad. Every deck needs some draw triggers. You never know when you need a bigger hand. Next, we got 4 Awakening Revengers. Oh, no, wait, it's Awakening Revengers. Sorry about that. Only 4 stand triggers are included into this deck, but I think it's a must-have. Stand triggers are a must-have, just like the critical triggers. Shadow Paladins are known for mainly power, so I'm planning on adding some more critical triggers. And last, for the grade zeros, the heal triggers a Healing Revenger. So that's basically how it is for basically what the grade zeros are in the Shadow Paladin clan. Next, we've got the grade ones. So first is Malice Revenger Dylan. This is a good booster for Revenger Raging Foreign Dragon, which some of you I must say right now, I do not have Revenger Raging Foreign Dragon currently in my deck. I haven't been so lucky to pull him from my card pack, or had enough money to buy him online. But it's good to have this card in the deck just in case I get one. So we got one of him. Next, we got 2 Brambow Revengers, a 10k booster. If the number of rear guards you have is less than your opponent, then you can add an extra 4,000 power to the boosted unit. So this is technically a 10k booster. I'm planning on adding some more to this deck. Next, of course, we got 4 Transit Revenger Masquerades, 10k attackers. In the rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Revenger in its card name, it gets an extra 3,000 power when attacking. So 10k attacker overall, a must-have. Next, we got 2 Scarlet Revenger Balberith. I'm not so sure how to pronounce this name, but I think it's Balberith. His activation cost, counter less 1 for an extra 1,000 power, so technically just like Primerigo Liberator in the Gold Paladin deck. He can go up to 12,000 maximum power if you have 5 counterblasts. Next, a non-Revenger in the deck, but I think I will be needing it soon. You'll see why I need this card soon enough. Nightmare Painter. When this card is placed on the Vanguard or Rear Guard circle, you can take a Shadow Paladin from your hand and place it into the Soul. So basically, Soul Blast cards are very few in this deck, but at least one Nightmare Painter will kind of even out the odds for having more Soul Blasts. Next, Revenger Dark Bond Trumpeter. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard or Rear Guard, counterblast 1 card. If you do, reveal the top card. If you do, search your deck for a grade 0 or less card with Revenger in its name, play it called to a rearguard circle as rest, then shuffle your deck. So just like in the Gold Paladin deck, you superior call units, but in this deck you have a lot of cards. Basically, almost every single card in the clan, in this whole clan, have to sacrifice their own rear guards in order to gain power, which I'm actually not that torn with. Next is Barrier Troop Revenger Dorant. When a Blaster Dark is placed on the vanguard or rearguard circle and is in the same column as this unit, if you have a vanguard with Revenger in its card name, choose a card from your damage zone and turn it face up. So units like this are a must-have. I only have one of him, but I'm trying to find at least three more. The more Dorants I have, the better the deck. And last, for the grade 1s, Dark Shield Maclear, the original perfect guard for Shadow Paladin. I do not yet have the new Dark Revenger Maclear perfect guard, but I am planning to, so that we get 2 of him. Next, we move on to the grade 2s. So let's get this started. We have Demon World Castle Zui Spear. Yeah, I think that's it. Zui Spear. When this card is in the vanguard or rearguard circle, when it attacks, if you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 Shadow Paladin from the damage zone, of course, and this unit gets an extra 4,000 power. So it's it's technically a 12k attacker, but only if you counterblast for its abilities. We got 1 of him. Next, we got the double rare Dark Cloak Revenger Tartu. When this unit is placed in the vanguard or rearguard circle, counterblast 2 and superior call a Shadow Paladin Revenger that's grade 1 or less, and call to a rearguard circle in the same column as this unit, then shuffle the deck. So basically the same effect as Darkbound Trumpeter, but it's a counterblast of 2, and it must be in the same column as this unit, and it has to be grade 1 or less. So I highly suggest adding Tartu to your Shadow Paladin deck if you have one. Next, we have Nullity Revenger Masquerade, 1 of him, the 12k attacker from the Trial Deck 10. Only if you have a Revenger Vanguard, this unit can have 3,000 power, only while in the rearguard circle, 1 of him. Next, we have Jackbow Revenger. If you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard or rearguard with Limit Break, this unit gets an extra 3,000 power. These units I'm not that big a fan of, but I actually want to add some more of these Jackbow Revenger cards because it's a total of 11k. It's an 11k attacker. So I'm just gonna leave 1 of him for now. Next, we have 1 Darkness Revenger Rugos, 10,000 power. You might ask why I only have 1 of these guys, and you will soon see. So 1 Rugos, and next we've got 4 Revenger Fortress Fatalita, the special interceptor. That's why I needed to take out some certain cards like Rugos to add some extras. In the trial deck, you only get 2 of these. So I had to add 2 from the other. So I got an extra trial deck to add more Fatalitas to this deck. You can never have 2. You can only have 4 of these. Hopefully they come out with more Shadow Paladin special interceptors. But for now, just those 4. And last but not least, the star of the Shadow Paladin clan, 3 Blaster Dark Revengers. Blaster Dark Revenger is overall one of my favorite Shadow Paladin cards, and also one of the coolest looking ones. Counterblast when he's placed in the vanguard or rearguard. Counterblast 2 Revenger cards in the damage zone, and you can retire 1 of your opponent's rearguards in the front row. So Blaster Dark, definitely a must-have in a Shadow Paladin Revenger deck. Next, we finally move on to the grade 3s. So first off, we have 1 Demon World Castle Zerschlangen. I don't know how to pronounce this. So wait, Zerschlangen. I'm not sure, but this is one of these 10k, one of these 20k attackers, but only if a unit from a grade 3. So let's say you superior call this guy from the deck by certain means. While he's in the rearguard circle, if a grade 3 Shadow Paladin is placed on the vanguard circle, it gets an extra 10,000 power until end of turn. So for 1 turn, It's 20,000 power. So one of him. Next, one of the original cards from the trial deck, Labyrinth Revenger Irene. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a 13k attacker because once it attacks, you counterblast 1 and he gets an extra 3,000. I don't really need this card in my deck, but I needed an extra grade 3, so until I get like Raging Form Dragon, there's just a backup. Next, we've got 3 Illusionary Revenger Mordred Phantoms. So 3 Break Ride units from the Shadow Paladin clan. When unlike the Gold Paladin, this Break Ride needs a Counterblast. So Counterblast 1 when a Shadow Paladin rides this unit. You can pay the cost. If you do, your Vanguard gets an extra 10,000 power, and you search your deck for a grade 2 or less Shadow Paladin from the deck. Call it to the rearguard circle, shuffle your deck, and that unit gets an extra 5,000 power. So very useful, especially if you want to call No the Revenger Masquerade or Blaster Dark. Next, we got one of the classic Shadow Paladins, Phantom Blaster Dragon. This is my first Shadow Paladin deck, so I wanted to add my Phantom Blaster Dragon to it. Triple rare. If the original Blaster Dark is in the soul, his power is 11,000. So, Blaster Dark Revenger, just in case you're wondering, Blaster Dark Revenger does not count as the original Blaster Dark, so it doesn't really matter, okay? And his activation ability, you can use it as many times as you want. Counterblast 2, choose 3 Shadow Paladin rear guards, retire them, and this unit gets 10,000 power and +1 critical. So basically, on normal circumstances in the Vanguard circle, he's a 20k attacker, and he can go double critical. But he can go higher. And my last grade 3 is Phantom Blaster Overlord, the cross ride for Phantom Blaster Dragon. Currently, I do not possess more copies of this card, but I will soon get some. So until then, this card. So let me tell you the effects. 1, if there's no Shadow Paladin rearguard, it loses 2,000 power. 2, it gains 2,000 power permanently if you have a Phantom Blaster Dragon in the soul. And last, you can only activate this once. Okay, so don't try using it more than once, because it's an auto ability. When this unit attacks, it gets 10,000 power and +1 critical. But first, you have to choose a card you have to choose another copy of this card from your hand and discard it. So, one positive from this card, you don't have to sacrifice your own rearguards like Phantom Blaster Dragon. But the only problem is that you can only activate its ability once a turn. I personally think this card is awesome. Very cool. So that's basically my Shadow Paladin deck. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be doing more deck profiles and possibly some pack openings. And until next time, this is TCG Battles Collectibles here, and my new and before I go, my new miniseries is coming along. I will have the videos uploaded soon enough. Thank you, and please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.